To think, this all started because an apple fell and hit a man on his head. So, let's go into chapter 9 and learn about gravity. Hi, my name's Monica Sparks, and today I'll be doing chapter 9, Gravity, slides 1 through 6. I'll give you a second to locate them in case you want to follow along. So, why is gravity important? Do we really need gravity? And who came up with gravity? That's some stuff I'll be talking about today in my slide. But did you know that gravity isn't just the idea? That it's a law? And I think it's an important law that everyone should follow. So let's get started with our slides, shall we? So I thought it'd be interesting just to put one or two facts about Newton into my slides. Like he was born January 4th, 1963, and that his legacy died on March 31st, 1727 in London, England. Today he is considered one of the most influential scientists of all time, alongside with the greats such as Albert Einstein, Aristotle, and Galileo. So, this lecture will help you understand different types of things about gravity. The Newtonian synthesis, the universal law of gravity, which are two subjects today I'm covering personally. The universal gravitational constant, gravity and distance, inverse square law, weight and weightlessness, ocean tides, gravitational fields, Einstein's theory of gravitation, black holes, and universal gravitation. Let's get started. So let's get started with the Newtonian synthesis. Newton was not the first to discover gravity. Newton discovered that gravity is universal. We all know the legend of Newton sitting under an apple tree, an apple falling straight on him. This got Newton to wondering, why didn't it do turns? Why didn't it fall up? Why did it fall straight down? Later on, Newton realized that the Earth's pull on the apple extended to the same pull on the moon. So now we're going to go outside. Wait, we are. And I'm going to throw 3 different types of tennis balls. And I'm going to throw them up, drop one, and toss one. We're going to see if they do any tricks. I hope they do. And we're going to see what happens when I toss them. Do they fall straight down? According to Newton's theory of gravity, that's what they should do. So let's get started. 3 tennis balls. I'm going to be throwing them different directions today to show you that they will all come down because of gravity. The first ball I'm going to drop. The second ball I'm going to throw. And the third ball I'm just going to throw straight up. They all came down because of gravity. So no tricks, they all fell straight down. That's why they say, gravity isn't just an idea, but it's a law. So, in Aristotle's time, motion of planets and stars were neutral, not governed by the same laws as objects on Earth. So that's enough of Newtonian synthesis. Let's move on to our next slide, the universal law of gravity. Law of universal gravitation. Everything pulls on everything else. Everybody attracts every other body with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of distance separating them. I'll show you an example in a second. So here's my example of the universal law of gravity. Notice how the Earth and the Sun both turn in circular motions, but they're each staying to the proportional space. That's what I was talking about earlier. Now let's see the universal law of gravity in equation form on the next slide. Right here it shows force equals mass 1 times mass 2 divided by distance 2, or F equals m1 times m2 divided by d2. When m is the mass of the objects and d is the distance between them in their centers. Some of the examples are, the greater the mass m1 and m2, two bodies, the greater the force of the attraction between them. The greater the distance of separation d and the weaker the force of the attraction. Well, that's the end of all 6 of my slides. That went by really fast, didn't it? So I hope you enjoyed my presentation and you learned a lot about gravity. Now remember, if you don't follow gravity rules, you might just float away. Bye-bye! Here's a little comic strip, just to add for the end.